Hey everybody, I'm Rick Beato. On today's Everything Music, it's What Makes This Song Great, episode 56. The band is Alice in Chains, and the song is Man in the Box. Coming up next. Man in the Box was a single off Alice in Chains' 1990 release Facelift. The single was actually released in 1991. The song was written by Jerry Cantrell and Layne Staley and was produced by Dave Jerden. Man in the Box was a very important song in the grunge era. As a matter of fact, I think it actually launched the grunge era. And when I think of the grunge sound, that's what I think of. The song was very different in mood and structure from what had been going on in the 80s. I talk a little bit about it in my video, Rock Guitar 1990 through 99. But in retrospect, Alice in Chains, not only was this song important, and they were important as a band, but they were one of the most influential bands of that era. They influenced so many of the nu metal, progressive metal, I think all the metal movements and rock movements that followed in, after the mid-90s or so. Let's check out the intro. You notice the huge drum sound right off the bat, okay? Really roomy. You got very aggressive bass tone to go along with it. And then, of course, the guitars are huge. And then the second half of the intro brings in the vocal and the wah guitar. Check it out. Let me solo those. It's that characteristic Alice in Chains double track Layne Staley sound, and then we have the wah guitar. It actually sounds like there's one guitar playing it straight and the other is playing the wah part. One of the cool things about the main backing riff is that it's not just an E power chord down here. It's actually a flat 7 or a minor 7 interval played at the 5th fret of the A string. Alright, so it's, which gives it like an E7. Let's check out the verse next. This is where that flat 7 becomes really interesting. So you have that, the melody starts on the 5th. So you think about this. So it's has that major 7th interval there. Okay, so your ear is actually hearing that flat 7. It's like a Mixolydian melody. It's really, really cool, but that it's really, really hip. Then it goes on. Now that's a clean version of the song. This is how it really goes. Then we have the lead in into the pre-chorus. Okay, so this is really interesting. This is a walking bass part with a really, this with a bass walking over that. Let's check that out. This to me is what makes the song really interesting. It's having a walking bass part. It's not a swing, it's not a shuffle, and it makes it sound really evil, I think. Listen to the bass right here. So that walking part in the bass goes. So it walks up to the third of the G chord. It's really what the guitar is doing. Almost like just a straight blues pattern like you'd have in a G blues. Then we come back to the main riff again before it goes to the chorus. Check it out. The vocals there on Save Me, the first time he does it, makes you realize it is an E7 chord because he goes the third of the E chord. Save me. And then the second time, save me. Save me. So he goes to the third of the E7. It's really E flat 7. Then he goes, save me. And he goes third root flat 7, which outlines E7. Or there's your sound right there. Next we have the lead into the chorus, which walks in like this. So it just walks right down a blues. Right down a blues. An E blues scale. So the first beat of the chorus, upbeat, up. So all those upbeats push the chorus, propel the chorus ahead, right? Down, up, and then down, up, and then those crashes right with it. Every time. Down. Up. 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 Like clockwork. And right there, right here we have that. Awesome. Here. I love that. 2, 3, bam, bam, bam. Listen again. Fill. Cool drum fill right there. Here it is. Great fill. Listen again. I love the toms right there. And the very end, right into the interlude. Okay, so this is the beauty of not being to a grid. All of a sudden, the tempo of the song pulls way back there. This is what you call human feel, okay? I know most of you are not used to hearing it on the radio anymore. This is back in 1990 it was recorded. But human beings actually used to play with push and pull. So the drums pull way back during this interlude. That goes back at least 5 BPMs. I mean, it's amazing, really. It reminds me of the second verse of Roxanne by the Police. It goes back, same thing. It's, I mean, way back. I don't know if they were playing to a click or Sting said, "Yo, Stuart, what's up?" But here, same thing's happening. They can't be playing to a click to slow down like that. It's great, but it feels so good. We're back in it. That's another great thing here too, right? You have the interlude before the second verse, and they actually go around 2 times, right? So that it actually has a natural flow to it. It's not this truncated thing where it's like, okay, people are going to lose attention. Let's get right back to that second verse before people get on their iPhones or whatever's going to happen. They lose attention. This is, people used to actually focus on music back then, right? Before we go any further, I want to back up and talk about the vocal harmonies in the pre-chorus and the chorus. Vocal harmonies for Alice in Chains, that's their bread and butter. I mean, yeah, they have a heavy, heavy rhythm section, guitar, bass, and drums, but the vocal harmonies are really what make the band. Now, it starts out on this pre-chorus, so we're on this G riff like this. It's actually G flat, but... And the vocals start here with these 2 notes, the fifth and the root. Check it out. Won't you come and save me? It goes right down a triad, right? So each, it goes 5th root, and then 3rd, 5th, root, 3rd, and then 5th root. So then it goes root 3rd, save me, and down to the root and 3rd of the E chord, right? Save me, and then save me. So right there, I think because it starts on that perfect 4th interval, and Alice in Chains use a lot of perfect 4th intervals, especially when you start that section with that perfect 4th. But it really is textbook that it goes right down the triad and takes each voice moves down one member of the triad. The harmony that happens at the beginning of the chorus is actually between the guitar and voice. Check it out. Hear that? And we have the root, we have the 3rd and the 5th. The 3rd is being sung in the vocal, and the 5th is being played on the guitar. And then Jerry Cantrell always sings the answer part. You actually can hear that harmony part coming in with the guitar. A lot of people think it's actually singing. The vocal part and the guitar that happen. Great, great harmony part there. So here it is with both. And then we're back to the part there. Now that's really amazing. That is their style right there. That's real. It's really impossible to do that. That's the thing that they own. That is the Alice in Chains sound. I've never heard a band really match that same style like that. I've never heard anyone really copy them credibly. The second verse is very similar to the first. It has the exact same melodic structure to it, and then we have this. It happens both in the first verse before the pre-chorus and here. Do-do-da, digga-do, psh, and it hits that China cymbal. Digga-digga-ch, boom. And it actually leaves a little eighth note break to let that China ring out. Digga-digga-ch, boom. And then we're in on the pre-chorus again. Once again, walking. Little different wah part. Right here. And then we're into the chorus. The second chorus is almost identical to the first chorus, even right down to the fill. But that chorus leads us into the guitar solo. Let's check that out. I love this. It's such a straight-ahead 70s blues guitar solo. That lick right there is my favorite 70s rock lick right there. That's Tom Scholz, Neil Schon. That is like the quintessential 70s guitar lick. Let's listen on. And then we come back. The second half of the guitar solo is the pre-chorus walking part. And then we have the big tom fill that leads us back into the last chorus and the out chorus. Now he does a little variation in the melody. He stays up. The blend of the vocal parts along with that guitar part just work perfectly. And then we come out of that, and then we're back into the ah part. And then we're out. I know I'm going to get some questions in the comments section about what this thing is up here on top of my JCM 800. So this is like a mid-80s JCM 800. It's got the horizontal inputs. It doesn't really make a difference. I've owned about 15 JCM 800s. This is a great sounding one. This is a Tom Scholz Power Soak. It's a power attenuator, meaning I can turn the volume way down and get a lot of gain. So I can crank it up. I mean, I've got the preamp up all the way, the master up to 3. Now, if I had the master on 3 and I were sitting right here, it would just, be deafening. But I'm bringing it back, 32 dB attenuation. In case anyone's interested in the wah or the pedals I'm using an old Vox wah that I've had for 20-something years. I have a rat pedal that was modded by that's a Keeley modded rat pedal that I've had for probably 20 years. And this is a new Vertex steel string cool clean drive that I was using just for a little extra gain when I was doing the rhythm tracks. I just picked this up and checked it out at NAMM. But in case anybody's interested in the gear that I'm using on this particular track. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. If you're interested in the Beato book, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. And if you really want to support the channel even more, think about becoming a member of the Beato Club. Thank you so much for watching.